childhood injuries. You got any?
I got a couple.
You got a couple?
I got a couple.
You got the scars?
One of them, you can see the scar on my forehead. I got somewhere between 10 and 16, I don't remember, stitches. Because when I was 8, I don't even know. I don't know the difference between 6 and 10 years old. Like,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's all a blur. Somewhere in that age group, I was dancing on my parents' bed, like jumping, and I just fell head first into the dresser, smashed my entire head open, and my only memory that I actually do remember of that entire incident is not jumping on the bed. Like, I was told that's what I was doing. But it's when they put me on an operating table, they strapped me into something that felt like a spider suit. And I just keep thinking spiders because...
Sorry, hold on.
Wait, no.
What's a spider suit?
Let me explain. This is my child brain. But I remember it was like this black big Velcro thing that had straps that, like, they strapped my arms in because they needed me to stay still. Because obviously I was crazy and, or, you know, I don't know what was, I was screaming, I guess.
They strapped you to the table.
Yeah, I remember being strapped in a big black Velcro thing that, to me, from my vantage point, looked like a bunch of spider arms. And then I remember someone dangling something over my face that I thought was a...
Well, like you're a cat, they're trying to distract you?
I thought it was a goldfish. They were hanging like a jelly goldfish above my eyes to like make me look at them and like forget about what's going on. And then they sewed up my head, I guess.
Yeah.
But all I remember is the spider suit.
The spider.
And I was like traumatized.
Wow.
Of being strapped into
you don't
anything
remember
now.
the trauma of the injury itself.
No.
It's
I
the
mean, I
treatment.
believe I was jumping on the bed. I have memories of jumping on beds.
No, but that's I have something almost exactly the same. I was spinning, I'm like 6 years old, spinning in circles really fast, and I fell over into the corner of a piano bench. And I have a big scar in the middle of my forehead because of it. And yeah, I remember when it happened, there was like a hole in the middle of my head, like bleeding. But I didn't feel, I remember this. I wasn't like, I wasn't in pain or afraid. I was scared my parents would find out
that you've ruined their piano.
Yeah, and I remember my dad took me to the hospital, and it just needed a few stitches, not many. But they did a terrible job. So I have like a really obvious scar.
A gap, yeah.
Gap in the middle of my forehead, which is like a place where you want to do a good job of stitching a scar.
Yeah, your scar, you can see like the gap. Mine, you can see the points of the needles.
Yeah, for you, it's just like
you
kind
can
of that
see...
thin white. Yours looks like how a scar should look.
Yeah, but you can also see, if you look closely, the like where they sewed it together, like the stitching.
Yeah.
Like I'm a rag doll or something.
I guess I got, the new...
You got lucky right in the middle of your forehead.
Someone's first time stitching a wound, I guess.
I also have another one where I broke my nose, like really bad, to the point.
Was this the dancing injury?
Yeah. I'm always dancing on beds, on steps,
Jealous.
somewhere. I don't know if this was before or after the head incident.
Sure.
I don't know. But it was my first day of grade 1. So that
First day of
timeline I
school.
remember, first day of school. And I was dancing, like tap dancing on the steps. And I just went head first again. there she goes into the steps and cracked right here. I have a memory of sitting on the counter, like being put on the kitchen counter right after, and like blood all over whatever I was wearing.
Yeah.
And then I have a memory of being in the car and being told to hold a kitchen towel, like basically up into my face as I was bleeding. And then I asked my sister about this, if she remembered this or any memories, and she said she remembers that she was like handed off to a stranger temporarily because my parents were freaking out and had to take me to the hospital. So I guess there was just like a neighbor that like they didn't really know, but she was but like, what do you do, right?
Take Jen, we broke the other one.
I mean, people were trusting in our neighborhood, I guess, back then. But like, that's her memory. She's like, I was just handed over to a random person. But yeah, after that, they thought they were gonna have to re-break and restructure my nose because it was like cracked to the bone. But they didn't. It luckily healed okay enough. But to this day, if I take a picture from underneath my face, you can see that my nose is completely crooked. Like one nostril's like way off. You can't tell straight on looking, but from underneath it's definitely crooked.
It gives you character.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
That
a
was my
good
second
one.
injury.
So both
Simply
head
the dancer.
injuries, eh?
Yeah. Oops.
I've got another. I was horsing around probably with my older brother, and I fell through a window. I smashed my
What?
head through a
Like in the
window.
movies?
Yeah, I guess so. Does that happen in movies?
Was it your brother?
Again, I don't know what happened. I think I was on the back of a couch in the like living room, but it's against a window, and I just remember smashing it back into it in a way where like apparently my head, like the dome of my skull cracked through it, but the rest of it was like there still. So I guess
you were stuck in the
my
window?
my mom comes in and I think this is probably based on what she's told me years later, but I think she was freaking out because if the rest of the glass had like come down, it might have just like sliced my head, right?
That's like out of Final Destination.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got a few more, but like
Were you injured from that? Like what
no,
happened?
but I vividly remember shards of glass being vacuumed out of my hair.
Oh,
I could remember she got the vacuum out and I could hear the glass going into the vacuum.
wow. Kids are so dumb. Like I'm just
Yeah.
thinking, like the things I was doing. How like I can't even picture today dancing so much that I fall flat on my face on a hard rock object.
I could picture
right?
you doing that.
What? No, but I'm just saying like that doesn't happen once you're older usually unless it's a terrible accident. But these types of accidents seem to be more common among children.
Well, yeah, of
We
course.
just think nothing's gonna go wrong.
That's the time to get
me just
messy
jump off
and
this
make
rock.
mistakes. Last one is I got a concussion as a kid too. These are all head injuries, eh? Maybe that explains
That
something.
explains a lot.
I was playing Do you remember Foursquare? So in the yard at recess,
Foursquare.
there'd be like a square divided into
Sound-
4 squares
Sounds
in
like
the
a
yard,
website company.
and like you'd touch a basketball once, and you could like bounce it at people.
Okay.
But like I was really into it, and I was pretty good.
You had to win.
But I remember like I dove for a ball around like concrete pavement schoolyard, and I hit my head. And I remember like not feeling good. Like I started feeling nauseous, and I started seeing yellow, which apparently is a sign of a concussion because I think that's your spinal fluid. I might be making this up. Fact check me, please. But I was taken to the hospital with very likely a concussion from getting a little bit too into
Oh my
some
god.
games at recess.
What happened? Did they not let you go to sleep after?
I got out of school for a bit, so that was great.
That's all you remember.
That's what I
good.
remember. Fun adventure
So
to the hospital.
we've been hurt as kids, but no broken limbs, eh? No broken
Well,
arms.
I fell down the
no,
stairs.
You did break
That's
your
the
leg.
only broken bone I've ever had. I've
Yeah.
sprained my ankle since then a few times, and it's always the same one. And I always wonder if that's also the leg I broke, maybe. But no broken bones other than that.
Just head injuries and scars to prove it.
That's right.